figure it out. You make it easy for me, you. Right, come on, reverse, the other reverse. Well, that had its moments for a relatively simple one. Not get out of here, right? We're off to Lancaster now. From, where are we? Gosh, Hyde, Denton. Always a bit irritating when you get embargoed about 20 minutes from the yard, but it just needed folding up a bit better than it was, and it's a bit of a two-man job, so Neil came to help and Charlie came to help as well, but it just got to 4 o'clock, so that's that, and therefore we have to wait. Bit irritating really. I quite like this whole thing. It's quite a simple machine to manage really. I like them when they fit on the trailer like this. I'm going to do another one tomorrow that's going to be a lot bigger, so I'm going to keep the trailer short like this and fold the ramps up underneath the rear section of the machine, because otherwise you'd be stretched out full length and it just wouldn't travel right, you know. And I think the green is probably as far as you really want to be extending for these kind of screeners. After that, you'd be better off having a trailer that didn't have ramps on, whether that be a low bed, a low loader, or a set frame low loader with alley ramps. But we work with what we've got, and this is what we have, which I'm very happy with normally. So we will figure it out tomorrow. So a quick look at what we do. We've got crossed over chains to restrain it sideways and restrain it from the rear. We've got brake chains. There's an equivalent one on the other side as well. That's to give you your 10, 20, 30, 40. It's a 30-ton machine, well, it's a 29-ton machine. So you need to have 30-ton restraint from the machine pulling this way, for stopping the machine from going that way should I slam on. So you need to have 100%. But also if it crossed there, and if we look at the front, it's crossed there as well. You see underneath, a bit fiddly getting in to do them, but it's crossed underneath there, can you see? That is restraining, well, 10 and 10, 20. The machine weighs, what do we say, 29, so it's restraining 50%, over 50% side by side, and 50% from the machine falling to the rear. So, which is what we're looking for really. We've got the bed on the wider setting. It doesn't necessarily need to be on the wider setting, but it's just, because it's a bit of a twitchy thing to go on, it's just safer to do it like that, you know. Rather than having the track sticking out. Why? When you can just got a really nice safe platform. When you get on a bit easy, all you've got is two buttons on this, two-speed buttons, fast and slow. So you need to be used to doing them. You know what I mean? It's not a thing. It's not for the light-hearted. It's not impossible, but it's not for the light-hearted either. So I really like the whole thing. You know, as screeners go, I think it looks pretty cool. It fits on really well as well. Right, so what is it now? Monday night finished at last. No, them containers this afternoon, that's what's held me up, doing them containers. But never mind, we're here as we are. And we're in at 6:30 to get this off. They don't like us doing these things on our own in the dark. Quite rightly, it can get a bit sketchy. If I make a mistake with that, equipment, people are going to get hurt. And if you're on your own, that's just a really, really dangerous situation to be in. So there's plenty of time to get it done in the morning, and we can do our other jobs and then get that big red screener after that. So good night, folks. Another night done. See you tomorrow morning. Good night. Tuesday morning. And we're in, and we need to get the screener in the main yard so Paul can work on it. So no further ado, let's get it sorted out. She's landed, just turned it off. What I would say, when you turn these things off, these machines, you have to hydraulically select track like that. If you're going to leave it unattended, or if you're climbing on your trailer, chaining it up, take it out of track. So it's not quite as good as a dead man, but you don't want someone just pressing a button, setting off and sending it flying off the side of the trailer. And when you're in the yard, keep it like that so it stops people who don't really know how to operate them from driving around with it. So anybody who knows how to work these knows it needs to be in track. So take it out of track when it's stationary or you're not in use. It's a busy morning. Just picked these two beauties up. I've dropped off at the wrong site. Admin mistake. Apparently the customer's admin mistake. Well, fair enough. Whatever. The site it's meant to go to is no more than 10 minutes away, which is why I've still got my coat on. But it's an adgery. So Faye and Lewis played a blind. They came down in the car from the other side because it's only around the corner, and I've set up the trailer on the access road, which is probably the widest part of the site, and they brought the machines down to me, which is a nice bit of teamwork, I've got to say. Appreciated, because that's the site where I caught the box on a bit of bad ground, and it's just really there's no room to be putting on two machines, really. You know, you're stopping the place when you do, if you know what I mean. That way transfer, flipping it. If you could just see just how gadgery this bit of ground is. And this is a road. This is a proper road. But it just grips and grips. It really does. Working up there. There you go. We've got this old girl on. Needed a bit of digging, but she's on. The trailer will not extend. That's an 18 metre machine, that. It's 18 metres long. The trailer doesn't extend that far. And really, when you're putting these big heavy things like this on, you don't really want it any further than the 130, then 13 metres anyhow. So we've done it this way. It's gone on really well. Just waiting for embargo to finish and we're off back to Leyland with it. So not much footage really. I'm sorry I couldn't really film doing it because I was too busy doing it, you know what I mean? But yeah, I'm sort of pleased with it really. Yeah, very pleased. Deliver that first thing in the morning, and we've got some smaller machines to do after that. So good night folks, Tuesday night ready to go. All I have to do is put it in track and move it. Just for the record, 22 minutes just to undo the chains and remove the marker boards. Not put them away, not anything else, just 20 minutes just to do that. So that's just an interesting thing. Just as you know, when you're in a muddy environment like this, you can change out the mud. But the nature of the way that these things come off, the box will skim on the deck along here, but just about half an inch off the deck, which is why it was wide in the first place. So don't leave anything in this area when you're unloading, because it'll catch and get damaged, which I've learned to my own expense. So let's do the deed. Tracks on. It's hardly been moved this in 10 years. What a beast. It is a proper beast. So quite cool really, in a mad kind of way. What do we say? Take it out of track when you're leaving it unattended. We've still got plenty to do to tidy up, but can you see, you've kept your deck tidy, everything's in its one place to get tidied up and put away, there as well, and those little bits up there. It makes your life easy. If you had all your chains scattered along the floor now in all that sludge, you'd be picking them up, moving them twice to put them away. They're there now, they're ready. So they go in the box side, go on the near side. So they'll go in the box on the near side once they put the deck in. Obviously with all that sludge there, we need to sweep that off before we do that. But it's work easier, not harder. We're done. Hang on. Done it. An hour and 5 minutes that from getting here. Tidying up, sweeping up, cleaning it all up afterwards. I just looked on the thing, it actually took 13 minutes to track off, because they don't always track straight and you just got to like coax it along and down and down and down like that, you know. So it's not a 13 tonner, is it? You know, and it's not a thing you can just chuck around like a mini digger. Right, let's get out of here. I think I've left myself enough room to get round to packing. I've left it in the best place I can, really. I usually leave boxes there and stuff, so hopefully we're alright. One of the shovel drivers came looking at it, scratching his head. That'll do. My day is done. Let's be gone. Oh, my day isn't done. Yesterday's day is done. Now I've got to go and do today's work. Hey, lucky me. One happy digger driver later. One happy lorry driver, because it actually looks like there's some sane bit of space here to get out. There's a bit of logic to it. I could be wrong. I might be looking at it wrong. Let's see. It'd just be easier if that fence was in a bit, or that van weren't there. But I think we'll squeeze round. That's my mini digger gone. Right. Lucky there. One of their fitters just went past. And I could hand it over to him. A bit of a blind side to get out of here now. Traffic in and out of here it's been like Liverpool city centre today. I asked the Forky, I said, shall I try getting in? He went, no, don't bother, stay where you are. For a mini digger, you know, not worth it. Cheers pal. That guy in that blue car, you can just see, well, he was just pulling in and he's moved out of the way, and not only that, he really moved out of the way and made me enough space so I could back round. So that's us. We're going to get the doors and out. Hang on. If I can get out of here. The order of the drowned rat. Hey John, you alright pal? Put a bit of dunnage down for this one. Because my marker boards that I needed, a bit of stanchions are at the back. Yes. Yes, let's get her off. To the revs. Take that apart. So it's in proper neutral. There's straight the blade up. Where's he going? So let's get it off. I've just been talking to Noel, you know, the fueling man. He said he were in Burnley having his lunch the other day. And two of the viewers came along and said hello to him because they recognised him from the videos. So you know what, whoever that was, thank you very much. It's nice of you to include Noel as well. And thank you for saying hello. And like all the lads that work here, and all the people, not just the lads, all the men and women as well. They're all nice people, and you can always say hello to any of them. We're on. And we finished in daylight, just. John's putting Tony's machine on. and we're taking this to a training centre in Longridge. Nice people. VMI training. A lot of time for them. One of the instructors there, Carl, he did my digger ticket. He trained me how to drive a digger. Yeah, top man, when he was at Monk's training. So we've done with daily checks, and hopefully this rain will clean the trailer, because it's the only way we're going to get it clean. Look at us. So look at me. Hang on. The colour of us. Yeah. Definitely that Molo again. Wednesday night done. Just getting the washing. Gonna get these gloves washed. These knee pads. Get all that washed tonight. Come on. On this stuff, on these chains and binders, so we're going to get a bit of oil on them before we put them away. Where are we? Always have these things where you know you can find them. Right, let's set up the production line and tidy up. We're done, we're tidy again. Can't do anything about the mud colour, that's life. Look at where we're working, it's just life, it's how it comes. But you can do things about the debris, you've got to clean it up. You can oil your chains, just keep oiling them and oiling them. If you have to do it 3 times a day, just oil them. You know, it doesn't matter if you're going to turn it into grinding paste, that doesn't matter. You just need them to work. You know me, I'm all for keeping things clean, but it's a working wagon this, and we have to work. That's how it comes. And keep your tools organised. Your oil can in a place where you know you can find it. Knee pads, I tell you, you want them, believe me. Your gloves, don't bother with all them fancy gloves. All you need, gardening gloves. They're the only ones. It's not worth spending money on things like special gloves. It's just not worth it. Or that, one that fits. Keep your stuff handy, your keys to your diggers. Keep it organised so you know where you can find it. Right, next job. Let's go. Little spot. Now I think I can just back into there where I got these machines from. You didn't get to see that bit. And yeah, you see, a bit of axle weight, yeah. Still do. No trouble at all. Oski. I think everything could do with a proper wash. We shall see how that develops today. HQ, here we come. I had a bit of a touch today. I went to get the 300 with 4 buckets from a pretty muddy site, and I went in, the good people in there, I went to see them, so no, we're keeping it. So they're always the best collections, the one you don't need to pick up. They really are. The sound in there's no room in the place, and it's like one lorry in, one lorry out, and they do whatever they can to try and help you, you know. So I had a buy on that. It'll still need doing, but not just yet. I had Dave Vickers on the phone the other day. He gave me a ring, which was lovely to hear from him. And he likes watching the channel, Digging with Dave. You might have seen him on his own thing. I've mentioned him before when we went down to watch the operators competition down in Suffolk. Was it Suffolk? And he said he liked the advice that I was trying to offer people who do this job. You know, the one he particularly liked was, you know, you keep your hard hat about you and get out and talk to the lads. Get out and talk to the people and see what's going on. Don't just try and do it all from the cab steering wheel. Which to me, I used to do that when I was driving regular lorries. I used to do that when I was driving a tanker, you know. So in this job, definitely you need to be able to look at what's going on and where you're going to go. It'll make that's going to make your job a lot quicker than zooming down a motorway faster than you should be. It really will. But a bit of advice he offered, and I tell you what, he's right. You know, he is really right, especially for digger drivers, and it does count for lorry drivers a bit. Is don't eat your bagging in the digger. Get out the digger and go down to the cabin and have the crack with the lads. You know, we all like a bit of privacy. Me, I tell you, I really do. But it really is sound advice. You need to be able to have a brew or have your bagging with the people that you're working with. You've got to be able to communicate with the people that you're working with, because you never know. It'll do you more good than harm. You know. Yeah, I know we all like to keep the lorries clean and that kind of thing. But if you can chat to, like, I'm going to go and get my bagging now, and what I do. The lady who does the burgers and the butty van near us, we all have a chat with her and see what the gossip is, and it's just a social thing. It doesn't mean nothing. It's not going to be life changing, but it could save your life. You know, it's all well and good people saying, oh, mental health, just give somebody a ring and all that. It's not just as easy as that. Just connecting with people, saying hello. One of the things I've got from being in a plant job, I've been in it now, the plant job. Really, I started the plant job in 2013, and I used to be doing international before that. I was away from home all the time for weeks and weeks and weeks at a time, and it's bad for you. And when I started driving, you know, I had to drive tippers when I started here. You weren't allowed to go straight on the low loader. You had to drive a tipper first. So I did that until my slot came up on the low loaders. And it did me good. I didn't realise it was doing me good. Dealing with working with the colleagues, working with the other tipper drivers, getting to know the machine then when you were getting loaded, getting used to going around building sites in your lorry, you know, and getting to know the ground workers, and you know, tipper work generally, not always, is in the local area where you work and where you live, so you get to know people. It's good for you. It's good for you. I mean, look at yesterday when those viewers contact, you know, Sol Noel in having his dinner up at Burnley, and they went to say hello to. It's good for you to say hello to people and talk and just have a crack, just talk about diggers or whatever you want to talk about. It's good for you. Just sticking in your lorry all the time or sticking in your digger because it's muddy and you don't want to get out, it's not a healthy thing to do, it really isn't. We are ignition. We're having a new regime at parking, so we're going to have it like we used to have it. So I've lost my permanent space because we need to come in. Whoever comes in first needs to park over the far side, which is fair enough really. So I picked up this 30 tonner from Ray, only in Leyland, dug out. It's been on hire for 2 weeks, been dug out. It's been on a muddy site, so he's done well. Thing is, and Ray won't mind me telling you, he's 79 and a half years old. I asked him how old he were today, because I'm 79 and a half, and he's digging out 30 ton diggers. And he's leaving men who are, we don't need to use the word literally, men who are half his age, and he's leaving them standing. Hang on, so 80, he's leaving men that are a third of his age standing. He come over to me, I wish I could have filmed it. They wanted to, he said, oh, do you want me to help you with a chair? No, you're okay, Ray, you're alright, chill. And you can see by the colour of that bucket, we're talking about a muddy site. You know what I'm saying? And he's dug the machine out, it's straight, fit to travel. It'll need washing, but he said, and it isn't out, and by the way, it wasn't how he found it. I dropped this machine off, you might remember, about 2 weeks ago on a Friday. And this isn't how he found it. He got it, and he said it was bulging out the sides. And he still kept on top of it, kept it clean, and dug it and greased it. Now, there's a lot of chat about old school. Anybody who seems to be over the age of 40 wants to think themselves as old school. Even I say it occasionally. I try not to, I hope it. But at 58, I suppose I am relatively old school. But if you want real old school, you want Ray, he's your man. That is it. He looks after his machines. Even if I actually took him his 225, the one that he had from new, and you know what? What a lovely runner. What a really nice runner it is. You know, I do like Hitachi's. You know, these big old things aren't so bad, but my heart goes out to the Hitachi's really. That's what I really want. We're done. Washed at last. Thank you, B and Dan over at Wash Bay for doing that, for helping me do it. A big help, got to say. I feel a lot better now. It's nice to see it clean again. I know it's raining, it'll get muddy again tomorrow, but we're somewhere straight for the weekend. So we've got a customer's machine to move tomorrow, and then we're moving 1400, that green screener, so that's a fairly easy one. So good. Home time. Nice reasonable finish. What about? This thing's about 4:30, is it? Yeah, just gone 4:30. That'll do. Good night, folks. Hopefully see you tomorrow. Morning. And you know, with people who, you know, you're dealing with people who know their business. Machine's ready, buckets are tidy, it's been tracked out to a sensible place where I can load it. Don't forget they're all working over there, you can see in the distance where the motor towers are. And it's here ready in a safe place to get loaded. Top people. It's always a pleasure to do a job for JLC. JLC, say it right, come on. Anyhow, let's redo it. Job done, we're on. It's not going far. In fact, it's probably took as long to chain on as it will to get there. Well, fair play to them. Someone commented on a reel that I put on Facebook about a 30 tonner, and they said, why did you put the outriggers all the way to the out, all the way out? Or no, it was more like, why did these young lads put their outriggers all the way out when they're putting on the machines? Well, I couldn't really give him a reply. My only reply to that was, seriously, really? Because you're picking up someone else's machine on a building site. It's, no matter how much effort you put into cleaning it, it's still got muddy tracks. Why wouldn't you have a nice wide landing space to track your machine on? Why wouldn't you? Just for that. Occasionally, if you've seen my previous videos about the widening deck, the hydro deck trailer, there's only really 3 practical settings for it: either fully wide, 9 foot, or in, because it's hard to measure. There's two motors pushing it out. There's 2 switch gears. It's hard to measure it to set it precisely for every digger. And occasionally, if you put it on a 250 or a 300, and you know it's going to be a really tricky site down some country lanes or something like that, it's worth just setting it at 9 foot, because then the edge of the tracks might scuff the Harris fencing or the hedgerow or something like that, rather than the underneath of your trailer, especially on these trailers, because the switchgear sits down so low. But any other time, just have it wide. You know, this is somebody else's digger. Oh, well, I didn't want to set it properly wide because I didn't want anyone to think I was soft. Right. Yeah, that's a good plan, isn't it? And there she is. Can you see behind the container? Another one done. A bit easier to do, that one. I think it's just about getting used to them and finding where the best bits are to secure them on and stuff like that. Now I have a feeling I'm going to need to come this way. I think they've worked wonders with this place. I think they've got it really tidy at the moment. I think they're doing really well. I know it all looks muddy and wet, but we know the weather we've been having. I think they've done very well with it. So I'm hoping I can get around the other side of the bridge. Clever little place for a parking spot, that. It's just going to see them, isn't it? No, it's cool, isn't it? So hopefully we can get out of here. Single file traffic. Governed by some traffic lights, I think. I've had that big 130 out of it, imagine. Pitch black on a Friday night. Box scuffing underneath, everything. That is one hell of a speed bump, that is. Right. Speed mounting, I think. Right, next job is a platform. Another mystery to me. Platforms are a complete mystery to me. I have to ask them how to work them. I have no idea how to work a platform, and all of them seem to be different. Faye on the fleet used to do them. A young woman I used to watch on TikTok, she used to do them as a job. Flipping out, what an hero she is. Honestly, I think they're lethal things. I like doing them. They're a laugh. They're great fun, but they all seem to be different, and they all seem to want to cut out when they're going up your ramps. Will it go? We have ignition. That'll do. Sky night, Shepherd's Delight. Fingers crossed, eh? Let's see. So we're all swept off. Thankfully got it washed yesterday because I've got to go today. Got to be quick. So it's been cool this week, and it's been an interesting week, especially with that big screener. Really pleased about that. Really glad I found a workable solution for these really long ones. So that's us. Thank you for watching, folks. Got me washing, they're ready to go. Hopefully, see you again next week. Thanks for watching. Take care. Bye bye.